Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Friday. Wanted to come back at you with another week of fun case studies, and I've got a new friend with me this week. This is Brian Shannon. Everybody say hello. Brian, what turf do you rep? You want to intro yourself?
Sure. I'm the Strategic Accounts Manager, also known as Outside Sales, for the Southeast, but it's a little bit of an unusual Southeast territory. So I have Tennessee. I'm your man for the Carolinas, North and South, and the Virginias, both West Virginia and Virginia proper, and the entire state of Tennessee.
Nice. Out of all of them, what's your favorite? You can't pick the one you live in. That's unfair.
Wow. I tell you, a state that I've not spent a lot of time in until working at Gold Bond. Actually, Virginia has been pretty awesome. Love Virginia a good bit, but North Carolina is great too. North Carolina with the mountains and the beach. There's a huge change in geography. I was going to just keep going through all the states and just saying great things about each of them. Yeah. But no, I'll just stop there. I'll say toss up between North Carolina, and Virginia.
All right, cool. So thank you guys for your suggestions. We've got a lot of fun things to show you this week. But before we do, we thought we'd play a little game that you saw in last week's episode, which is called If You Laugh, You Lose. So Brian and I each have our jokes here, and I guess do you want to just go back and forth? I'll start.
We can, yes.
Okay. So the preface of the game is we tell the joke. Whoever actually laughs at the other person's joke loses. So you got to keep your poker face, basically, right? So this will be good for this weekend when you guys are celebrating festivities. All right. Why was the big cat disqualified from the race?
I do not know.
Because it was a cheetah. Get it? Cheetah. Cheater. Cheetah. Yeah. Okay. Your turn.
All right.
You held strong.
Was that a pass? That was, yeah.
You're good.
Your sound effect afterwards, I'm just kind of...
Cheetah.
Okay. Brittany, have you ever heard of a music group called Cellophane?
No.
It's probably because they mostly rap.
That was good. And a hidden talent I didn't know you had. By the way, you may have seen his cameos. This is actually Zach Moore's stunt double from Saved by the Bell.
Older bloated stunt double.
All of the sales reps have their own interesting nicknames. So as we rotate, nice fun folks on this show, we'll give you their nicknames. Right. All right, V. Why can't bicycles stand on their own?
Why can't bicycles stand on their own?
Because they're too tired. Too tired. Two tires. Get it? Nothing. All right. I thought it was kind of funny.
See, I'm pushing through strong.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you even listening to me, or are you just thinking grandma, baseball, broccoli?
I'm thinking of just the saddest possible things in the world.
Puppies crying.
My daughter crying or something. I don't know. Just okay. All right. So, all right. What do you call a group of killer whales playing instruments?
I got nothing.
An orchestra.
That was terrible. That doesn't count. I don't lose for that. All right. Couple more. Why can't T-Rexes clap their hands?
I can't.
Yes.
I'm going to punch. Why can't T-Rexes clap their hands?
Because they're extinct. Duh. It can't happen if they don't exist.
All right.
Okay, guys, are you ready for some case histories? I'm sure you are. But if you want,
that's all I can think of before you said that.
So when you grab your stuff, just piranha trap it. All right, so I'll let Brian go first because he's actually, in all honesty, the better lead. He's the one that's out in the field showing this stuff every day, so he's got a lot more fun things to explain to you guys. But I think you picked some of your favorites, actually, right?
I did, yeah. I've been very modest, but I would say, yeah, I've got a few. The first... I really enjoyed a lot our LO line from Leapfrog. This has been a great piece for me out in the field just because with Drinkware, everyone has, it seems like, very similar type products, and this is an exclusive for us. So when you're looking for something that nobody else has out there, these pieces are right there with it. This is the Ace. This is one that I actually had a good success story with recently with a home building company. They were looking at giving these away as their housewarming gifts for new builds that they were doing in a higher end neighborhood. The Aces kind of has a sibling piece, the Riley, which goes right along with it. The Ace is a little bit more, some would say, masculine. It's got some more masculine lines on here, but it has some of the same features that I really love in the Riley piece. I love Josh's sample that he has right here because it shows our full color helix wrapping that we can do on here, the contour printing, which is absolutely fantastic. And as I've had a chance to show this to people, often they're asking for this art. Like, how can I get that pattern on that with the item? It's got the great grip on the very top. So as we were carrying over 4 pieces at once, it was really nice because I could grab all of them in my hand.
For today's show. Yeah.
And in case I haven't mentioned it in the last 5 minutes, I did go to Spain recently. And I used both of these pieces whenever I traveled, actually, because we're doing a lot of day tripping around. So this was really good to be able to have the handle on that in all seriousness. One of the other features that we love on this is the Guardian technology. That's the material that's actually baked into the silicone, the antimicrobial agent. It kind of keeps that funk out, which is really nice. But also, too, just the single hand usage. So if you're on a treadmill, if you're doing yoga, whatever it is that you're watching Saved by the Bell reruns, you don't have to put your remote down. You can just sit there and pop open the lid. Super easy. Which is great. So the Aces...
I like how that just rolls off your tongue.
Came like that. So I was doing that before I came here today. But this one is the one that probably is my favorite out of them. It's very similar with the Guardian technology, the silicone spout on the top. But what I love about this one is it actually has the carabiner sort of, with that low profile, kind of goes right into it on the top right there. One of the accounts that I was working with, we were doing a setup and a show for them, and they had a budget that they were trying to stick to on the items. And this was a piece that I knew was actually a little bit beyond the budget of what they were looking for. But, and again, I wasn't doing this intentionally, but I was actually drinking out of my sample the entire time whenever I was presenting to them. And when I finished showing them the other products that we had, the other great Gold Bond items, they actually asked me at the end, they said, tell me about the one that you've been drinking out of the whole time. And so when I went through those features, they said, show us the bottom, because they saw it. Apparently they were spying on me whenever I was filling up my drink beforehand, but they saw how you could take the bottom off of this and have a larger mouth access so you can get ice, clean the gunk out of the bottom, whatever it is, and be able to, and literally when I wash it in my dishwasher, I do top and bottom and let it clean the whole thing out. So
that's nice.
this has been one, because when you look at it kind of in its sitting, when we do our trade shows and we're handing our samples out and stuff, at first you're like, oh, well, I've seen that shaped bottom for the last few years, but when you start actually showing the features on it, this is one that, and we saw it this week actually in this room, we were talking to clients who came in, that was the wow and go get samples for them immediately. So
yeah. And what I think I love the most about it is, like, for somebody who's on the go, you're constantly in the car or you're throwing your bottle in your bag, especially your construction and stuff like that. The fact that it does have that slide lock option, so you can hold it down or you can open it up when you're ready to actually take a swig, I think that's really cool, especially in healthcare or places where you're just trying to be cognizant of where you're drinking out of and the exposure points around you. Kind of keeps that ambient noise away from the place you're drinking out of, which is nice. Yeah. I love those. Very cool.
This one big time. That was great.
So this one is the Riley, and its big brother is the Ace. Nice.
Yeah, and a really great imprint area on this. This is actually just a single color imprint, but I love, this is actually what my client wound up going with. We just did the silver imprint, but it actually looked like it was etched on there, but it's just that great single color. So looks really sharp on it.
Yeah. And I think what's cool is, like you mentioned, these are in retail right now. So if you have anybody who's a little bit more brand conscious or they're just a little trendier and they want to do something that's more consistent with what you would see in a retail outfit, then these are awesome options to show them. And like you said, they're exclusive. So that helps us out too, right? But thanks, B. Yeah. All right. Can I go? And then you do your next one? Okay. So following the theme of drinkware, I went with the oldie but goodie. Some of you guys might know our Mystique line. For those of you that don't, I call it the magic mug. A lot of people know it as that, or the billboard for the desk. So what's really cool about this mug is that you have your kind of general imprint area with what you would normally see on a typical coffee mug, but then we'll outfit it by putting a fun picture in the background, and when you pour hot liquid into it, it will reveal the imprint in the back. So I happen to have some hot water. That's a benefit of being live. Thanks, Josh. All right, so I'll put some hot water in here and then kind of explain a couple of case histories while we're waiting on the big reveal. Hopefully I warmed it up enough. So what is cool about this mug is if you have a reveal of a new building, so for instance, colleges, if they're doing a new school of business or they're revamping a location, this is a really cool way to show a reveal option in the background of what that new building is going to look like and hand it out to maybe some alumni or some donation providers for that new building. I've also seen it used for airlines. If they have a ton of hubs that they can fly in and out of, it's really cool to put the airline on the front or the outside. The clue is what we like to call it, and then put those destinations in the background. I've also seen this used for like a $1 million suite event where maybe insurance agents, they're bringing the top dogs from all over into this destination event, and they look for something typically ahead of time to hand out as an invitation to say, hey, come join us, you're invited, welcome to the $1 Million Club, you've made it. So this is a cool way for you to go a $1 Million member and then throw that destination spot in the background and then put a little cue card, which we can print for you in there. Yeah, it's the invitation, and it's kind of big and bulky. People always open mail, especially the big bulky mail, so throw this down in a mailer gift box, and that's an awesome little ooh la la when they open it up. Yeah, for sure. If you just want to go kind of more basic, everybody pretty much has a financial institution of some sort. I've seen a lot of investment bankers, or even like a savings account loan for just your standard credit union or bank, where they'll say, watch your money grow with us, Chase Bank or whatever it is. And then you'll see this little money tree growing from the bottom up, which is kind of fun. Yeah, so it's just a fun way to put a funky spin on a classic item, but this one's fun because they don't know that it's going to light up. So the first time they put that hot coffee or liquid down inside, it's a little surprise, which makes it a lot of fun. Unless we do the cue card for you, then you can always do that too. But anyway.
We did one of these too with a client last year where they use as the clue, so that's the part that's the reveal part that you see beforehand. We did their classic logo, and they were doing a branding transition. So we had the old original logo as the clue, and then as it revealed the image, it actually showed the new logo. So it was kind of like
it's like, here's 2.0, what's next? Yeah, I love it. It comes in a couple different sizes, so it just depends on your preference. But go check it out. These are the Mystique mugs. All right, I'll let you roll with yours.
I'm now just in my head hearing the song, Oh, It's Magic. Josh, that's a song from an older group that was well before your time. Okay, very good. All right. Conversation beforehand about that.
Brian was schooling Josh, our social media coordinator, in the background before the show. Yeah.
It's okay.
And Josh and I are both like,
tell us every musical, man.
Tell us more. Yeah.
What was it like in the days with
music?
Wind up the phonograph? Anywho, this is another item that's kind of an oldie but a goodie for us. This is the Odin Light. So this is a more of a discounted take on our best-selling Odin item. It's double-walled still, but it actually features a plastic lining on the inside instead of the metal. So great for the choosy budgets that want to get an item that looks a little bit more expensive than what it is. The reason why I was bringing this one in, we have a very robust catalog of items that are on Rush, that are available on Rush. And one of the things that I tell often to my clients in Tennessee and in my territory is that if you're needing items on a rush basis and to get them out quickly, because of our central geographic location, we can get stuff there super, super fast. One of my clients that called me, this happened just 2 weeks ago, with kind of an oh oops darn it moment. One of the suppliers that they're working with, unfortunately, had something had happened with the order. I won't go into all the specifics on it, but they were really in a super, super heated time crunch, and they knew because of our central location that we would be able to get things very quickly out for them. This is not an item that's listed as a 24-hour rush item, though, but this was just a phone call. This is where you have the benefit of having a live person, not just going on an online shop, but you have a person that you can call. And as I was driving across North Carolina, I got the phone call, and I was asked, hey, I know this probably can't happen, but is there any way at all? I'm in a crunch. I got to have these out within a couple of days. Is there anything you can do? And I was very, as a salesperson, we don't like to say...
That never happens.
Right, ever. As a salesperson, we don't always like to say no, but it was honest and just said, man, I got to find out. This is probably going to be a no, but let me ask. Yeah. Kudos to my partners here, Paige. If you work with me, you know who Paige is. But then also our plant manager, John Broughton, who I called immediately after that. And now a long story, trying to make it shorter at least, was able to get confirmation that we actually could turn this around within the time frame that was requested. Wasn't immediately the one listed on the website. We can't always do that, but in this case, just being able to go in and have the conversation was able to make that happen and really still keep the client looking like a superstar and help to really sort of save their bacon for that sort of once in a blue moon. Hey, we gotta pull that out for you. So I was really proud of our team on that and using that item. So for rush stuff, especially in the South, but anywhere else, we're a great resource, a good reliable resource for that.
Yeah, I bet you're that person's best friend right now.
He said, I've never hugged my cell phone so much before in my life, but even though you weren't here, Brian, I hugged my phone.
Yeah.
People looked at me funny, and I was like, I understand that.
Yeah, I like that case history because it showcases really a service as opposed to the item, which is something that a lot of people don't realize the scope of what our transit times can really be. Yeah,
I was really proud of our team on that one.
Yeah, nice job. And hey, appreciate you quick turning on the order.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so my last one was the earbuddy, which, earbuddy, my buddy. So basically this is just a case with a set of earbuds in there, really low profile, very cost conservative item, but it does have a full color imprint on it. The reason why I like this piece is because it's a cost effective tech item, but it's got a lot of functionality that I think people don't realize that it has a lot of uses for. So people normally resort to, okay, if I've got a 5K event, a run, a walk, or something like that, this is a great escape hatch, which is very true. But we've also seen it used for things like kids camps or new hire gifts, and that's the one that I really, really want to touch on is the new hire gifts. So in a lot of your bigger corporations where you maybe have some manufacturing, or in this case Costco, something like that, they do a lot of their training for their new employees online with videos and other education. Might be around safety, might be around working through the systems, things like that. So when you hand them a pair of earbuds, that helps them kind of plug in, get their learning tools up, and then they can keep their own set of earbuds. And then if they're in manufacturing, or if they're kind of pulling, picking, packing, something like that, then this allows them to just keep their earbuds and use it in their day-to-day setting. So I really like this one. We do a lot of new hire kits, but one of the things that people tend to leave out is the earbuddies, but it ends up being one of the most popular things when we get feedback on some of the new hire kits. So if you haven't explored it, I would highly suggest maybe doing a good, better, best option and just dropping this in there with a little explanation and see if this might be a good fit for them. But this is the earbuddy. Go check it out. You had the Mystique mug from earlier, our exclusive LO line, the Riley and the Ace, and then of course the Rush, my favorite, the Odin Light. Yeah. So just going to take a quick check-in, questions, comments. We are super efficient. Thank you. We know that we explained it super well.
Lean and mean.
Yeah. B&B. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to join us next week. We're going to do more of these. We might have a little twist for you. So we hope that you tune in next week. Same time, 3:30. Talk to you soon.